The PDM says it will sue government and Minister Utoni over this deal. In your view, has the law been broken?
Well, look, there's a few hurdles that they will have to cross before they can come to suing. If I understood Mr. Nico Smith correctly, he had a problem with the Act which says that a foreigner can only lease land for 10 years. The question, of course, is, and I'm not talking about just the personal issue, but the legal issue is, was the land actually leased by a foreigner, or is it by a Namibian registered company or CC that are now the big role player? If so, the PDM may have a moral issue here, and maybe even accuse the government or the minister to go against, as they said, public policy or even cabinet decisions. But remember, that is not law, and you cannot hold the government accountable if they deviate from those kind of decisions. So there are still quite a few legal issues that needs to be answered as yet. I think the problem with the PDM really is that they would want to challenge the government on, for example, the decisions that were taken at the land conference. However, they were not there. So they cannot really bring that up. And they're in a little predicament for opposition party, because those are the issues that they should have addressed.
So what is the provision of the law regarding the leasing of land to foreigners for a period exceeding 10 years then?
Well, the point is, what we should understand is, was it leased in legal terms? I mean, I know there's a Russian baron sitting behind everything, but was it leased by a foreign entity, or is it a company or a CC registered in Namibia? If it is, then of course the law does not apply. I mean, we can say that the law is unfair or whatever the case may be, but the law is very strict on provisions of an act. You know, you don't break an act by almost doing it or by doing it around the corner. It must be a clear break. So I think it remains to be seen if there's really a cause of action in this case.
So does the official opposition have genuine cause for concern, or is it political posturing?
Look, it's politics, of course, but I think there is a great concern for several reasons. You know, if you look at the decisions taken at the land conference, there was a clear decision not to sell land to foreigners. Now, you may say it's not a sell to a foreigner, but the old saying is, if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, and it lays eggs like a duck, it's a duck. In real terms, a foreign entity is going to keep the land in possession for the next 99 years.
Professor Horn, finally, what do you make of these transactions?
I think it's unfortunate at this stage. You know, immediately after the land conference, it's the issue of the foreigners, it's the issue of the long lease, and also the expectation that we are starting a new process and we are looking at all these resolutions or decisions, whatever you would want to call it, and yet this is dumped on the Namibian public. I think it's unfortunate, and the minister was very careful to say that it was not a cabinet decision. So, but my prediction is somebody will be held accountable.